Hello everyone, my name is Infinity and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course the law of attraction. The Sacral Chakra is one of the most overlooked and yet important energy centers in the body. An activated sacral chakra means creativity flowing freely through us, allowing us not only to create beautiful things within our life, whether that's artwork, writing, creating masterpieces to share with others, but also activating the sacral chakra means enjoying pleasure in all areas of our life. When our sacral chakra is blocked, we put up a wall, preventing us from accessing the joy in our day-to-day life and relationships. We cut ourselves off from the powerful flow of creative energy that is trying to flow through us, that is our birthright. We feel disconnected, uncreative, emotionally unstable. If this sounds like you, if you feel as though you've been having difficulty accessing your own creative reserves or simply your joy for life, if you feel as though you've been emotionally volatile or unstable, unable to fully connect with the people you love in the ways you so desperately desire to do so, know that it's not your fault. The reason you may feel so disconnected, may feel such a lack of enthusiasm or joy for life, may be because there is an energetic root to these negative feelings you're experiencing. Specifically, when it comes to these blocked chakras, a blocked sacral chakra, this block could have actually began early on in childhood, and in fact, it usually does. The energy is a reflection of the subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind starts being formed even before our conscious childhood memories. Experiences we have even from infancy, from the very first day of our existence here on this planet, even before we can consciously remember our own existence. These subconscious early childhood memories begin to set up the flow of energy within us, or the lack of flow. We learn certain thought patterns and behaviors from our environment, and sometimes even from the people we love most, our parents, our family members, influential figures and caregivers in our lives, cause us to take on certain energetic habits that actually come from habits of subconscious thought. When it comes to the sacral chakra, this energy center is what is sometimes translated as the home of self or the abode of self. It is the space in which we differentiate self from others. And through this strong sense of self and the boundaries we create around that perceived self, we are then able to authentically connect with others and with the world around us. The problem arises when we are trained from a young age to deny our sense of self, to feel shame about who we are, or to even feel shame about having or expressing certain needs or desires in our life. We learn that simply to have needs in and of itself is shameful, and therefore we start repressing aspects of ourself. We start repressing our own needs. We learn to sacrifice self for others over and over again until it feels as though we've lost the sense of ourselves altogether. In order to unravel all of this, in order to heal and open and activate our sacral chakra energy, it requires us to go within, to reconnect with the self we may have abandoned long ago. Only in doing so can we truly reconnect with our most authentic self, and therefore, from that space of authenticity, then connect with the people that we love. So, what are some signs of blocked sacral chakra energy? Whenever we experience a chakra block, we will then experience manifestations of that blocked energy in many different forms. Some of these signs and symptoms are physical, something we can literally feel or experience in our physical body. Other signs may be mental or emotional, and still other symptoms of blocked chakra energy could show up in our triggers or interactions in our relationships. When it comes to the sacral chakra, physical signs and symptoms of blocked sacral chakra energy may include lower belly pain or issues, chronic lower back pain, because of course the chakra energy not only affects the front part of the body, the stomach, but also the back, the lower back. We could experience even complications with our bladder or kidneys. Things like reproductive issues, UTIs. Again, always be sure to check with a medical professional before looking to an energetic cause for these physical problems. But I am speaking to many of you who may see a doctor, see a medical professional, and try to seek out the root cause of physical ailments and issues, but they seem to have no known physical cause. Whenever a certain medical issue has no seeming physical cause, oftentimes this can mean that there is an energetic cause for this physical experience. But like I said, sacral chakra blocks don't just manifest in physical sensations and ailments, but also as deeper level emotional pain that can be just as painful, if not more so, than the physical symptoms. When it comes to the sacral chakra, when we block this creative energy, this seat of creativity, and this home of self as it translates, we may emotionally experience a great deal of instability in our lives and in our relationships, extreme highs and low lows, having unhealthy or fluid boundaries with the people around us, either emotionally or even physically in our relationships with romantic partners. We may not even have a strong sense of where our boundaries are at all. So we simply use other people's expectations and ideas for us and about us as our own boundaries. We tend to lose ourselves in relationships with others because we never had a strongly established sense of self to begin with. We may find that in our sensual connections, we either have no desire to be sensual within our romantic relationships, or alternatively, we may overindulge in sensuality in ways that are harmful either to ourselves or in our connections with other people. We also may experience difficulty in self-expression. Now, this one is interesting because most of us traditionally think of the throat chakra as being the seat of expression. However, blocks in self-expression can also stem from blocked sacral chakra energy, not just from the throat chakra. Because again, when we lack a sense of self and a sense of boundaries between self and others, usually this comes from a space of being unable to understand and express our own needs, wants, and desires with other people. And because of this, in our relationships, when we have a blocked sacral chakra energy, we may also find that because of our own lack of boundaries, we either give ourselves away completely in our relationships, or we become resentful of partners, even partners we love dearly, because we feel as though they aren't meeting our needs. And often the reason we feel this way is because we aren't clearly expressing our needs. We feel like they should simply know what we need, read our minds, so to speak, because we ourselves are incapable or unpracticed in expressing clearly our own needs and wants to romantic partners. So the only way these needs would ever be met is if our partner somehow could read our minds and meet our needs without us asking, without us expressing what we truly need from them and from that connection. Usually this lack of self-expression is deeply rooted in childhood shame for having needs to begin with. We may have had a parent or caregiver who didn't meet our needs, who guilted us whenever we expressed some kind of physical, emotional, or mental need that we had. We may be the kind of person who is a people pleaser, who overgives, who self-sacrifices perpetually, who abandons ourself in order to meet the needs of others. Because we learned that the only way to be loved, to receive positive attention and affection from other people, is to deny our own needs and our own sense of self and our own boundaries in order to be loved. And that is exactly why confronting sacral chakra blocks can be so terrifying. Because when we spent years or even decades of our lives believing the only way we received love was in exchange for our sense of self, that we had to trade ourselves and our own needs and desires in order to be loved, we learned this toxic exchange and practiced it over and over again until it became a habit. And just like any habit, when we go to confront it, when we go to confront this pattern and change it, we we come up against our own fears, our own fear that if we were to fully express our needs, wants, and desires, fully express ourselves to the people we care about, establish a strong sense of self, there is that part of us that is absolutely terrified that if we started to develop a stronger sense of self, we would be alone. That is why, in order to heal and open the sacral chakra, it's not just about activating that opening, that healing process, but having the courage to continue it, having the courage to continue day in and day out, establishing a strong inner self, holding true to our own boundaries, expressing our needs and desires within our lives and within our relationships, even if at times it means standing alone. Ironically, only in overcoming this fear of being alone can we truly begin to authentically connect with and enjoy our connections to others. So what are some ways we can start this healing process? Because sacral chakra blocks, like all blocked energy, stems from the subconscious mind, it is very important to address the healing process from the subconscious mind as well, not just to address the manifestations of this blocked energy, but to uproot it at the core. I have created a sacral chakra activation subliminal designed to do just that. Subliminals by nature are created to deeply uproot negative thought patterns from the subconscious. This subliminal contains 4 powerful binaural beat frequencies that resonate with the highest vibrational state of the sacral chakra. Because research has shown something called frequency following response, or FFR. FFR tells us that when we immerse ourselves in a certain frequency, our energy centers within the energy body literally begin to retune themselves to mimic this frequency. This means that simply by meditating with these binaural beat frequencies that resonate with the natural state of the sacral chakra, we can literally retune the sacral chakra to its natural state, eliminating any pockets of negative vibration in the process. This subliminal also contains 30 unconscious, meaning your conscious mind can't hear them, affirmations that will bypass the conscious filter of your mind in order to make deep, lasting impressions on those deeper levels of the energy housed within the unconscious. To learn more about this sacral chakra activation subliminal, click the link in the pinned comment or the description box under this video. If you resonate with me and with my content, please do click the subscribe button, join our community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. Follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself, where I post high vibrational content to keep your vibration up all day long. I hope you all have a wonderful, beautiful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you again in the next podcast.